Black women, they are doing the same thing to us that they did to black men 40 years ago, which is pushing us out of the workforce. That's what they did to black men. And that is what caused the major divide within our community with regards to the gender wars. We saw black men the way they wanted us to see them because they didn't have the upward mobility that we had because of our jobs that we were able to get in the federal government. For one, the federal government was one of the biggest job employers for black women, and they're pushing us out left and right. We lost more jobs last month than any other demographic, and those jobs are not coming back. And if they come back, they not gonna give them to us. I don't care what degree you got, because you can see right now they don't care nothing about those degrees. As soon as we started getting it, they ain't mean anything anymore. I say this to say we gonna have to work with black men. Whatever grief you got with black men, get over it. It's time for us to work together. We need them and they need us, and this is just more proof of that.
You would think that after decades and decades and decades of the deterioration of the black family due to a number of issues, it's not just one specific thing that tore the black family apart, but this video is in response to a lot of black women on social media crashing out over the fact that over 100,000 black women lost their jobs in federal government positions so far up under the Trump administration due to the government being slashed in many different sectors because the government is too big, we're in too much debt, we're spending too much money as a country. We're $37 trillion in debt. That number, the average person can't even calculate that number in their brain. It's just ridiculous. And this video is not to beat up on black women, but there are some underlying issues that have made this situation far worse for black women because a lot of black women are single. A lot of black women have this strong independent mindset, this boss bae attitude, all this foolishness. And now you're in a time where having a good black man by your side would actually be able to help you so much more than you struggling by yourself. You have a lot of black women that are gonna have to start drawing unemployment. They're gonna have to start moving in with family members because they're not gonna be able to pay their mortgages or their rents. Some black women are already talking about they gonna just let the repo folks come take their car. But here's another black woman who seems to think that Donald Trump is specifically targeting black women because 92% of black women voted for Kamala. I have a problem with that. If you've watched any of my content, you know why. But I'm gonna let her say what she got to say.
I'm gonna say black fatigue so TikTok can push out this video because that's what's trending. But I want to talk about the unemployment rate within black women. Now, the month-over-month increase in unemployment rate is at 1%. However, that 1% is high. So we went from 5.1% to 6.1%. Now, the unemployment rate in white males also increased by 1%. But their unemployment rate is low. It's like in the 3s or something like that. So let's talk. Do y'all think the U.S. is trying to wage a silent war against black women because they know if they was to say something and make it loud, we would combat it? But I think they're trying to do it silently. We are the strongest group of demographic people in the United States.
We're the strongest group of demographic people? See, this is why some of y'all don't even need to have a microphone in your face. You need to just be quiet. What she meant to say is that black women are the strongest demographic, and no, you're not the strongest demographic, because if you were, you wouldn't be in this predicament. You wouldn't be whining about it on TikTok.
Think about it. The Latin community, they voted against their own self-interest. I think even at a higher rate within each other, they are divided. White women are divided. White males are divided. Black males is not as strong as us in their numbers and how they vote. We have the strongest united front, and that's dangerous. And then we're also educated, and that's dangerous. So I think they're trying to silently knock us down because they are adding jobs at a higher rate than our unemployment rate.
Okay, so what she's trying to articulate is that black women are the most united in how y'all vote. Y'all are the most united voting bloc. And that's not a flex, sweetheart. That's actually a liability. That is a major, 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 major problem. We know that 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, right? Black men was about maybe around 75 to 78%. Between 21 and 25% of black men voted for Trump, according to Fox News, CNN. You average them together, it's close to a quarter, which is a good thing. And the younger generations of black men broke towards Trump more than the old black men. But it's not a flex that you black women give 92% of your vote to one party when everybody else is a lot more willing to spread the vote around. You are loyal to the party that helped put you in the predicament that you're in. The Democrat Party helped break down the black family with welfare. And of course, there are several issues that were not related to welfare that broke the black family down, such as I think one of the crack epidemic was a big deal. And the Democrat Party is not solely responsible for the crack epidemic, but it was a Democrat president named Bill Clinton who signed the 94 crime bill that locked a bunch of black people up, especially black men. The crack epidemic hurt the black family, welfare, Section 8 housing. And let me just say this right here. The black woman, even though you are not the biggest demographic of women, that's actually the white woman. White women outnumber every woman, just like the white man outnumbers every man. You are the most dependent demographic on the government. And that's just what it is per capita.
And they're not caring about us. They're not talking about black women is losing their jobs. Like black women lost 106,000 jobs in the month of April alone. And we are typically the head of household. They're not talking about it. I know we're on break, but this is something that we need to talk about. It's a lot of us. We all have a group think sometimes when it's in our best interest. And we're all educated. We can get together and let's figure this stuff out. Let's talk about it. Let's get this trending. I don't care what that white woman talking about. I don't care about her. Let's talk about this because we are taking care of these kids. When these kids are hungry, they're looking to us. When they need something, they are looking to us, mama. So let's talk about how we're going to get these black women their jobs back.
And it is black women like her that are the problem. It is black women like her that keep this myth going that you can do it all by yourself and that you a bad bee and you don't need no man. Black women are smart. Black women are educated. We can do this. We can do that. We're the most educated and you're not the most educated either. I've already debunked that and many people have debunked that. It was a article that somebody took out of context and the lie has been perpetuated for years. It's actually the Asian woman and the Asian man. Okay? But that's another conversation for another day, so I digress. Too many black women have become dependent on the government as they man. You are dependent on the government for your food, your baby's food, EBT, food stamps, what we used to call them back in the day, Medicare, Medicaid, Section 8 housing, y'all's employment. That's why 100-some thousand black women lost their jobs because black women are overly dependent on the government. The government can never replace the black man because the government giveth, the government taketh away. I would much rather have my own business or work for a company or work for one of my people than work for the government. Because you never know when the government gonna pull the plug. And any company can go under. I'm not saying that the private sector is guaranteed either. I'm not saying that being an entrepreneur is guaranteed because there are people that start businesses and their businesses fail within the first 2 to 3 years or less. So there's no guaranteed safe job out there. The economy can crash tomorrow and it'll be a whole lot of people looking crazy. So I just want to say that I don't want to make it seem like that if you would have did something different that you would have been perfectly safe. But this is disproportionately affecting black women. And a lot of black women have these degrees that are not essential. They're not really gonna help you when times get hard. During the pandemic, as we saw, a lot of women, period, a lot of white women were losing their jobs. I think that disproportionately white women were actually a little bit more affected during the pandemic. You didn't hear about black women losing their jobs that bad. I mean, everybody was losing jobs, don't get it twisted. But the government was taking care of people with the whole extended unemployment, the stimulus packages and all that, the COVID, what's it, the PPP loans and all that. People's taking advantage of that. So the government stepped in to help people out during the pandemic, or the plandemic is what I like to call it. But I just want to say, man, that black women, you are going to suffer the most when things like this happen, because of the position that you in. You allowed the government to give you money in the form of housing and food. You got black women on TikTok right now bragging about how they get thousands of dollars a month worth of food stamps. That ain't no flex. That ain't no flex, that you laid up having all these babies with all these different dudes and the government taking care of you. You bragging about the government taking care of you? That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's why some of y'all got the nerve to say you don't need no man. The government is not your man. Okay? And people like me and people that I know that go to work and bust they behind, we're the ones that pay for your Section 8 and your EBT cards that you bragging about. And not all these black women are welfare queens and bragging on social media about getting free money out the government. All black women ain't like that. I'll never put all black women in the same category. I'm just talking about the ones that do that. And not all black women that lost their jobs are single black mothers. Some of these black women are married to black men. So I don't want anybody to lose their job. All I'm saying is it's actually a bad situation when things hit the fan and you're by yourself versus being with a man. Being strong and independent, it sound good, but when things like this happen, wouldn't it be nice to have a good man you can lean on, even if he ain't black? That I can do everything by myself. I don't need no man. Listen, I'm a man and I need a woman to be whole. Do I need a woman to survive? No, but I need a woman to thrive. There's certain things I cannot do without a woman. I can't make love to myself. Okay? Not gonna make love to a man. I don't swing that way. I can't marry myself. I can't make babies with myself. Right? So I need a woman for a lot of things, not just for sex and babies and marriage, but just for that companionship. Just we're made to be together. Man and woman are literally made to be together. We're not made to be alone, even though a lot of people gonna die alone, but a lot of people not. So I just want to say, man, that look, and when you look at the statistics, check this out. Even when it comes to marriage, divorce rates for black men and women are consistently higher than other racial groups. In 2021, black women had the highest divorce rate at 24.5%, black men at 22.6%. So even when we get married, we're not staying married the way that we should. And guess who initiates divorce at a much higher clip? The female. And this is true across all demographics. According to the data, 75 to 80% of the time, the woman is the one filing for divorce. And the question is it always the man's fault? And the answer is no. Sometimes the woman is just not happy, like this goofball Tia Mowry. See how she did Corey Hardrick? He didn't cheat on her. He didn't beat on her. He didn't do nothing to deserve to be divorced. She just said she had to find her happiness. So in conclusion, I'm just going to say this right here. The strong and independent boss bee, I can do it without a man. That's a lie. It's not real. It's not true. Yeah, you can pay your bills without a man. Yeah, you can get a job without a man. But man, look, living life without a man and trying to act like you can have all these kids, and it's no flex. Never in the history of a movement have men came out and said we don't need no woman. And voting for that Kamala Harris at 92%, that's not no flex. You voted for the party that tells you to destroy your unborn babies. You voted for the party that tells you that men can get pregnant, that men can be women, trans women are women. Y'all voted for everything that goes against your interest. You voted to allow millions of more illegal aliens to come into our country and compete with black people for those jobs, because guess what? The majority of those people coming in from south of the border, Mexico, Honduras, even some of the African countries, right? Guatemala, whatever. A lot of those folks are competing with black folks because a lot of black folks work those jobs too. Black men and black women. Because all black women ain't college educated. All black women don't work in corporate America or work for the federal government. You got a lot of black women that work fast food and are Amazon delivery drivers and cashiers at local banks and do retail, Walmart, low level jobs that don't really pay a lot of money, hotel clerks and stuff like that. It's a lot of white women that work those jobs too in some of the more rural parts of the country and some of the more low income parts of America. But the majority of those jobs are held by Hispanic women and black women when it comes to females. So you're actually hurting black women by voting for the Democrat Party, right? And not to mention all the degenerate stuff, all this LGBTQ stuff that's gone way from gay marriage to drag queens reading stories to children. They coming after y'all babies. They want to have drag queens dressed up in costumes reading stories to children. And y'all think it's a flex that y'all voted for this woman? Yeah, black women is the most united in how we vote. That's not a flex to vote for your own destruction. That's stupidity. That's insane. But anyway, man, I'm not going to keep on rambling on because I done said what I needed to say. Will black women wake up and smell the roses? Will black women say, you know what? It's hard out here. Maybe this strong independent movement is not working out anymore. Maybe we need to get back with the black man and be like, okay, listen, we want to do what we need to do to make this work. We want to be better women. We want y'all to be better men. Let's work together. Let's make this happen instead of being at each other's throats all the time and trashing each other and all that. Will the majority of black women come to that conclusion? I don't believe so. Will some? Sure. Some already are, and that's a good thing. But the ones that don't want to work with us, the ones that don't want to cooperate, submit, and just lose the attitude and be more feminine and all that, they're going to be out in the cold, and we're not going to be able to do nothing but just look at them. That's all we're going to be able to do because you had your chance. And before you know it, you're going to be old, and your options are going to be gone. And don't think for 1 minute that y'all just gonna be able to replace these government jobs like that, making six figures, making $75,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. Those jobs are not just gonna reappear in the private sector for you because it's a whole lot of other people that's more qualified than you competing for them jobs as well. And one more thing, Donald Trump is not coming after black women because y'all didn't vote for him. Y'all do realize that this is the same government that was firing people that was in the military for not getting that juice. Okay, they were firing people in the military for crying out loud that didn't want to get the Fauci juice, and they were firing government workers if they didn't get poked too. And I bet you if you did the numbers, black women are more juiced up, vaccinated, whatever, than black men are. Even though black people as a collective, we chose to not take the vaccine if we could get out of it. And y'all are a lot more likely to listen to the government than we are. That's just what it is. So no, young lady, Trump is not studying y'all. Y'all didn't vote for him, but he's not coming to take your jobs. He's not trying to wage war against you. That's totally bogus. This government has screwed people over for generations, so it's nothing new. Get over it.
Black women, wake up. You need your black man. And all to all the so-called educated black women that keeps talking down to our black brothers, I say, stop that shit. Cause you need your black man. I need my husband. I need my husband. And we need our black man. So black women, y'all better straighten up. And to all the black men, we ready to forgive you. So I need y'all to straighten up. Let's heal ourselves. Let's support each other. We all traumatized. We all need help. We all have childhood, boo. You know what? So stand up for the black man. Because the black women, you need your black man. Like I need my husband. Hey.